Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. So this story of Moses Kuria and the importation of edible cooking oil has taken a different turn. You understand that yesterday there was a grilling session in the Senate whereby we saw Azimio senators walk out after Speaker Amason Kingi declined to have Moses Kuria respond to various queries as to why he abused a very, very prominent and respectable media personality. So as a result, Azimio senators did not see any reason why they could just sit down and listen to the stories of Moses Kuria. So as it is, from the proceedings of yesterday's event and what the Nation Media Group exposed, it seems Nation Media Group was right, and it seems Moses Kuria is on the wrong in this case here.
Sifuna, indeed you're out of order because your argument breaches Standing Order 99 in that you're anticipating debate of a proposed motion. I will therefore allow the Cabinet Secretary to proceed to respond to the question as asked by Senator for Marsabit, Senator Mohammed Chute. Senator Mohammed Chute, proceed to ask. Senator Kajwang. Senator Kajwang. You're out of order.
Dear viewers, let me read to you a tweet from Gabriel Oguda. This is what Gabriel Oguda said. While the entire country was fixated on the finance bill vote in the National Assembly yesterday, Trade Minister Moses Kuria, whose watery tongue has been burning in hot soup lately, honored summons to appear before the Senate to answer questions relating to, among other things, the 6.5 billion cooking oil scandal that has seen Kenya Kwanza egg-headed internet bots being unleashed Ayoya to kick the Nation Media Group like a ball of ABCD. What was supposed to be a easy question and answer session for the smartest cabinet secretary in Kenya Kwanza administration quickly turned the Senate floor into a hot oven barbecue chamber. And when the guy with a complicated relationship with electric blankets was asked to name the individual owners of the controversial companies behind the 6.5 billion scandal, you could tell the senators had entered the DRS zone. And there was no way the card-carrying running mouth was going to be allowed to duck into the pits to substitute its dragging wet tires for faster slicks. Today's papers are reporting that, by his own admission, the Ministry of Trade through the Kenyan National Trading Company, KNTC, contracted a total of 11 companies to import rice, beans, cooking oil and fertilizers directly without going through the stringent rigors of competitive bidding, as is required in the laws that protect public money from being chewed by rodents in the government. And that is not even why the senators came down heavy on the CS to make his presentation in diagrams. It now emerges that 4 of the 11 companies in question were registered and are owned by Mama Mboga Mary Wambui, the famous senior civil servant in the Kenya Kwanza regime, who had her corruption cases mysteriously dropped by the immediate former director of public prosecutions, and who would find it difficult passing the integrity mark set by the former Deputy President William RUTO at a gathering in Gatundu North constituency when he incited Kikuyu Nation against his then boss, accusing him of denying hustlers economic opportunities through systemic state capture that he promised to wipe out within 30 days of assuming office. We are now into the 9th month since the Holy Bible came down at the Kasarani Stadium, and Mama Mboga are now asking the judiciary to check whether the Bible that was used that day was the New King James Version or the old Sugoi version of false promises marinated in tales of Jabba, which was only supposed to eliminate state capture in their dreams. So in that tweet, after that tweet, there is also a section that Gabriel Oguda has shared, a section of the hustlers, I think the plan, what the William Ruto termed as the plan, that is their manifesto. And in that, the plan manifesto, there is a clause there about ending state capture. And in that clause of ending state capture, I would like to read to you certain things that William Ruto highlighted. This is what it says. Establishing within 30 days a quasi-judicial public inquiry to establish the extent of chronism and state capture in the nation and make recommendations. Item 2, granting independence to institutions involved in the fight against corruption, thus ending the weaponization and politicization of the work. Item 3, implementing Section 93A of the Companies Act 2015 and its regulations in order to make it easier for organizations doing business with the government to share information about their beneficial owners. This information will be publicly available. Item 4th, strengthening mutual legal assistance arrangements with partner states with respect to sharing of information and repatriation of the stolen assets. That is a blueprint of William Ruto's steps on how he was going to end state capture. But the problem here, ladies and gentlemen, that we find here is that we are experiencing an opposite of this blueprint, the plan. Total opposite. What Moses Kuria has exhibited is a total opposite of what this regime talked about when they were campaigning. They promised people very, very, very good things. And I think that is why you find that in most of those rallies, you could see, tuinue uchumi ama tutengeneze katiba, tuinue uchumi. So that is Mama Mboga, Bodaboda, Mtomkoteni, and all those groups of people who this government used to climb to that where they are. I want to share with you a small clip. You know, I stumbled upon a small clip, and it's something that is in line with what Gabriel Oguda is talking about here regarding, I mean, bottom-up kind of lies. Just check this video, ladies and gentlemen. Just check this video.
Sasa tumerudi hapa tena kwa sababu ya ile mipango ambaye tulikuwa tumepanga. Tulikuja hapa na tukakubaliana ya kwamba mtatupatia kura na mkasema mtatupatia. Si tulikubaliana namna hiyo? Na si mnaona ni mimi rais? Ni nyinyi mlitupatia. Si tulikuja hapa tukasema bottom up. Bottom up. Ni nyinyi hamukuelewa vile tulikuwa tunamaanisha. Tulimaanisha namna hii. Tutatoa vitu kwa bei ya chini, tupeleke kwa bei ya juu. Mnaona serikali imeanza kufanya kazi. Na hawa vijana ya bodaboda, tukasema tutasaidia hao. Mnaona vile ni wengi. Mnaona vile wanaanguka kwa barabara hovyo hovyo. Tukaona tupandishe mafuta ndio wawache hiyo biashara, watafute kazi nyingine. Na bado hata hii.
From that video and from what Gabriel Oguda has shared with us, his tweet, and the blueprint of the plan, whereby there's this topic of ending the state capture, and I've also shared that in this analysis. You know, the three, I mean, relate. Let me be honest with you, they relate, because the idea here is that William Ruto lied to Kenyans. And Moses Kuria has put William Ruto administration at loggerheads with the media and at loggerheads with Kenyans, because 11 companies then awarding 4 companies to one person, that can only tell that there was some deal there, dubious deal, because why would you award 4 companies belonging to one person, and then the 7 companies you pretend you're distributing, but then the major the major deal here is given to one person who owns 4 companies. And why would that happen? Why not give one person, a person who owns one company, then share it, then share the rest with others? Mary Wambui comes from the Mount Kenya. There have been scandals after scandals, and all these scandals, Kuria's name have always been, roped in it. I don't know why that's so, but that can only prove that this government, kuna ufisadi mwingi. And probably that's why maybe Jimmy Wanjigi was right when he was asked about his take on the matters of settlement of debt. And Jimmy Wanjigi said that Kenyans have settled their debt long time ago. And what this government is trying to create is simply an artificial problem. I was having a discussion with a certain MCA, and this MCA told me something, that the reason why we are in this mess is because Kenya inadaiwa a lot of money. And he told me that, why? I asked him why he believes so. He told me that Rigathi Gachagua has been saying it. But I asked him that, of course, these people have been saying it, but they're also saying that the economy is growing. He told me yes. Then I asked him, if the economy is growing, then how, you as a common mwananchi, how will you know that the economy is growing? He could not answer that question. Then I told him that if the economy is growing, then the cost of living is supposed to, go down. That's what I think should be done. The cost of living, the cost of doing business should go down because the economy is now growing, and it should trickle down to we, the common mwananchi, if the economy is growing. But what this government has been, the narrative that it's been creating is simply creating an artificial problem that people can continue hating Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta because they have been made to believe that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is the reason why we are suffering. I don't think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is the reason why Kenyans are suffering. I remember last year when Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had to come publicly and tell people that the main reason why prices have escalated is because of the corona issue, and it's because of Russia-Ukraine war and the global challenges. So back then, and I just want to tell you about that, but I didn't want to share this part because we've already talked about it in our previous analysis. But back then, RUTO came publicly and said that that is a total lie. And I remember even Kimani Chungwa, Kipchumba Murkomen, Ndindi Nyoro, all this came out to say that that was a white lie. That Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was just looking for a scapegoat because he cannot deliver. Because the handshake are the reasons why the prices have escalated. And then I remember in an interview with Al Jazeera where William Ruto went publicly again. I think it was it in the UK or the US Africa heads of state meeting? So there was an interview there shortly just beyond the curtains where William Ruto admitted that the reason why Kenyans are in this mess is because of the Ukraine-Russia war, and secondly, it's because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So that already gave me an impression that whatever these people are talking about in the 2022 campaigns were total lies, trying to make Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta appear as if is the reason why Kenyans are suffering. But the statement that William Ruto made back then was enough indications that people have to respect Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That's the reality. Because Uhuru tried, he listened to the people. It is contrary to what we are seeing with this government. This government is not listening to the people. And this government could be the most corrupt one because it is hardly 1 year. And already the corruption allegations that we are hearing and the scandals after scandals are so much. I remember seeing a go down with fertilizers which were meant to be subsidized fertilizers, but fertilizers which were being repackaged and sold at a high fee. What is that? Does that mean that the government didn't know that was there? So these scandals, all these scandals after scandals are putting this government in a very, very awkward position. And that is what Gabriel Oguda has exposed, and he has detailed his take of this regime. Dear viewers, allow me to wind up there. But until you catch up again in our next analysis, I want you to tell me whether you think what Moses Kuria did, as far as yesterday's presentation was concerned, was right. And if it was right, tell us whether you think Moses Kuria is solely responsible or is to be vindicated. I mean, just share with us whether you think he should be punished or vindicated. Because mind you, 11 companies were awarded, but 4 companies belongs to one person. And then the normal tendering process, it's alleged that was not followed. So most likely it was some kind of single sourcing that happened. Because if they went through the normal tendering process, I do not think that Meru Wambui would have gotten all the 4 tenders. That would not have happened. So dear viewers, allow me to wind up there. As usual, I'd like to ask you to stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.